I'm going to ask Joel to talk to you because he too has sailed on Viking, and this is his first AMA. So I thought his comparisons of the two premier river voyages is very interesting. What is your opinion of the two ships? Break it down the way you told me earlier, which was really interesting.
Well, as you said, I went on a Viking ship, a 21-day cruise from Bucharest to Amsterdam, and I was with Aaron and 7 other couples. So immediately it's a different experience. So what I have to do is I have to compare apples to apples. So looking at the two ships, what are the main things that we look at? Look at the ship itself and its amenities. We have to look at the food, and we have to look at the crew. Those are like the 3 things that you can compare directly. So let's start with the ship. This particular AMA ship is a little dated. It feels a little bit more like my parents' ship would feel like. Rather, the Viking has a more modern, contemporary
Scandinavian feel.
Yeah. That said, there are some amenities on this ship that were not on Viking. For example, in our rooms, our TV is actually an Apple computer. And so you have an iMac that acts as a television and a live computer. That can be really handy, especially if you're not bringing a computer and you want to have internet access. Also, the ship-wide internet access is included, and it's pretty good. I've not had very many problems with it, and I don't believe that we had a really good connection on the Viking ship. Also, this particular ship and maybe the other AMAs have a fitness center. So if you like to walk like I do, maybe the weather's not good, maybe you don't want to be outside, even though it's a walking path up here on the deck, which I have put in at least 100 laps on. I've also used the treadmill. It's a modern treadmill with a big TV monitor, and you could do nature walks on it, so that's been real handy. So the room itself is fine. It's a decent room, and there's enough space for.
So I like their amenities in the room, the different shampoos, the conditioner, and the body lotion that smells really, really good.
Immediately. Good smelling body lotion.
Slather
the
yourself.
shower I like as well. It's roomy enough for me, and there's multiple shower heads that you can choose from, and the water temperature has been perfect. The food, I feel like the presentations that they offer are superior to what I had on Viking. Viking was fine. It looks like they just put a little bit more care into how the food looks. Now, I'm not a big foodie. There's a lot of things I don't eat, so it might not be fair for me to make the comparisons, but I can say that overall, I enjoyed the taste of the food more on Viking. I'm underwhelmed with the actual flavor of the food.
And on my end, I'm enjoying the food on this ship. Something is always tastier than something else, but that's to be expected even if you're in the world's greatest restaurant.
The portions are also pretty small, which is not a bad thing because I think it's, especially on a cruise ship, it's easy to overeat. So I think that smaller portions, you can always order another dish if you want.
Definitely.
And then that brings us to the staff. By and large, very nice, very friendly, especially the wait staff and the room stewards. I feel like their point of contact with us, always smiling, laughing, stopping to speak to you for a moment. The upper management, helpful. I don't know that overall I could say that they were all always happy to see us. Whereas on Viking, always, I don't care who you encountered on that ship, they were always smiling, always greeting. They just seemed happier.
We were more exuberant on Viking. I agree with Joel on that.
Maybe they're, but I'm not disparaging the crew on the ship at all. They're fine. They're nice. It's good. I just feel that Viking gets the edge there. So, in terms of those three things that we discussed, I think Viking has the edge. Now, if we want to talk about the destinations itself, being Paris to the province, the region of Normandy, and to the coast and back, there's very few places that you can actually stop that are interesting. I think there's two main reasons somebody would choose this particular cruise. One is where we are today. If you've not been to Giverny, which is Monet's place, which is just a few miles from Vernon, where we are docked right now.
Beautiful again. Beautiful.
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 So Giverny, but we've both been before, so we just chose to walk around Vernon, which is your average French city. Nothing really.
Nothing spectacular, no.
Charming, charmant, but that's about it. And the other is when we were in Le Havre, which is the port city, to visit the Omaha beaches.
D-Day, the
D-Day
D.
beach. And so I think that that's primary reasons. As it turns out, I didn't even get to go do that. I chose to have a slow day.
Okay. I expressed the same sentiments earlier as Joel is saying right now, and as I said earlier, I recommend you do a land tour of Normandy. Otherwise, it's not as exciting as my last Ama cruise. The Provence one was so excellent as far as sights went.
A couple other notes on amenities. Viking did not have a whirlpool on the boat. This one does over there by the captain shack. They have a putt-putt course and they have cornhole that you can play. However, Viking had two shuffleboard courts. Rolling.
A big plus for me on Ama is you can sit anywhere you want, and there are many tables for two. You do not have to sit at all those big, long tables, which Viking has. It's not for everybody, and it is not for me. I don't care if I'm going to be by myself in a different cruise. I want my own table. If I choose to join somebody else, that's very lovely, but I want the option. That is major.
I don't disagree, and I would say that this has been a great week of being antisocial. The only person I'm talking to is my mother, and occasionally a hello to the crew or kibitzing with, the waiter or waitstaff. But other than that, I'm not here to build relationships with others. Some people come on cruises for that. That's not why I'm here.